In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about corpse shooting stars, terrible situations, and so many deaths. So many deaths. In our discussion of Shades of Earth by Beth Revis. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult books, series, authors, and voice actors that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss Shades of Earth by Beth Revis.
Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read or listened and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read or listen to the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
Yay! It's book 3.
I know, it's the end of the series.
And it comes with a bonus episode.
It does. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And that episode is real fun.
It's ridiculous and ludicrous and
It's-
fantastic in every way possible.
It's not terrible. Terrible.
Inside joke.
Listen to the bonus episode. You can be in on it.
Is it an inside joke or is it a callback? Because technically it's a callback for us. It's this wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing again.
Indeed, it is. And also, the terribleness came from something that we did last year, so it's all timey wimey.
All wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Okay. Speaking of last year, do you have any background information for me?
I do. That was, a really great segue. We're so good at segues.
So professional.
So professional. I learned that remember that live episode we did with the girl in the machine, and it was really, really great, and that's also by Beth Revis. Remember that? Remember that?
Yes.
I learned from an email by Beth Revis that we got personally, the two of us, that the collection, the short story collection featuring that story, is getting a new cover and is being released around Christmas time. So everyone needs to get that because it's in print and it'll be really, really cool.
Yes. Yes.
So everyone go and get that.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we pause while you pre-order?
Yes. That's plenty of time.
Okay, it's plenty time. Plenty
Yeah.
time. You can literally press pause to do that.
You can.
We'll
We'll let you.
multitask.
Yeah. It might not even be available for pre-order yet, so... Anyway, but as soon as it is, everyone go and pre-order it. It's important.
Yes.
So,
Very excited. Very
yeah.
excited about that.
Yeah, but we need to talk about Shades of Earth.
That is true.
The end of the Across the Universe trilogy. How do you feel? What are your initial thoughts?
No words, only sounds. And an action if you're watching the bonus to your video.
Yes. That's better. What you just did is better than the facial expressions we were making last time, with the gentle sucking.
We're space ready.
Mm-hmm.
Space! Get that out of our systems.
It's never out of our
It's not.
system.
No, it's always there.
No, it's always there forever. Oh, the end of this series, though.
You did, I want to say warn, but warns, you preemptively said the last book will blow my little mind.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you were
did.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Amy and Elder are moments away from hitting the big red button that will take their shuttle down to Centauri Earth. Are we ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready?
No. Yes.
Do it. Elder presses the button for automated landing. It's a rough flight down, especially for those who were unable to safely strap in. As they hit the atmosphere, it's like the shuttle is trying to shake them out, and the ground is coming toward them real fast when manual control turns on. Between them, Amy and Elder are able to land in one piece. As they catch their breath, Elder is sure something hit the craft. Ooh, but what?
Mysteries and secrets.
Something terrible.
Well, in the terribleness, there is chaos in the main hold, where the rest of the people that chose to leave Godspeed were travelling. There are injuries all over, scared and shaken people, and at least one person died because their tether slipped and choked them.
Yikes. But hey, do you know what we like? Immediate deaths.
Exactly, chapter 1. In the middle, ignoring it all, is Amy. More concerned with unfreezing her parents. More than 100 units are being unfrozen at once. Finally, Amy snaps out of watching her parents slowly defrost, and Kit shows her how to triage the injured.
At least they're finally being defrosted, and she doesn't have to keep going there and staring at their naked bodies.
I just get this image of, when you use a microwave on defrost mode, which I hate, by the way, and it's just like constantly prodding it to go, oh no, it's a bit cooked at the end, this is not going to be good.
It's burnt on the outside and frozen on the inside.
Yeah, just tossed away. It's full of salmonella.
There's a loud, shrieking cry from outside the shuttle that Elder needs to investigate. No, man, Elder, don't go out there.
Don't do that. That's stupid. Don't break the team.
Amy passes him a gun, though begs for him to wait for her father. Elder knows it's his job as leader to his people, so he's got to do it. He's scared, very scared, but overrides the door lock anyway. It's so different outside. The two suns are so bright. There are no walls. He's surrounded by trees, and the air feels different. Then he hears the shrieking cry again, and a monstrous pterodactyl-like creature lands close by.
Shit. Fuck.
It's terrible. Before Elder can react, the creature rushes him. As the creature strikes Elder, a shot whizzes by, scaring it off. It's Amy. Amy is able to get Elder back inside and checks his wounds before she tells everyone that he's okay. That's when Amy hears someone say her name. Her father and mother are behind her. Oh. But you know what? They have no idea that she's been awake for the past 3 months. And they have no idea of all the horrors that happened on Godspeed.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, Amy's father's military training kicks in and he starts snapping orders and trying to assess the situation, even though Amy tries to explain and keeps trying to explain, but he ignores her.
Insert huge eye roll here. Oh my god, this guy.
Condescending. He's so condescending.
He's the worst.
Spoilers, he's an asshat and we're going to be going on about that.
He's the worst.
So all of this scares the shipborne, and it's made worse by his handling of their dead.
Oh, God.
And what they look, talk, and dress differently.
Ooh.
When they head to the armory, Amy knows it's going to get worse. Elder steps into the room and Amy introduces him to her father, Colonel Robert Martin. Colonel Martin is sceptical of Elder. I mean, come on, he's just a kid. But he's a kid with all the room codes and demands their respect.
Yeah, you
of the new
do.
Elder. Elder lets him and his second arm themselves.
Elder can't see Amy in her father, but he does see similarities to Eldest, which makes him wary because fucking yikes, Eldest. Eldest is not happy. Colonel Martin is also not happy. He says they need one leader between the two peoples and that he should be the one to take command. No, jerk. Elder rejects this, saying he's willing to work with the colonel for everyone's well-being and, support his orders, so long as they are not at the detriment of his own. Elder is so great. The colonel is somewhat condescending toward Elder, which is not surprising to anyone, and he refuses to listen to the situation, and he doesn't even flinch when Elder says that it's been several generations, several centuries since they've had contact with Sol Earth. Elder lets them access the computer system, and with a 10-digit military code, they receive comms from Earth.
Whoa!
Whoa! Earth! Sol Earth!
Oh my gosh. Well, the comms tells them that there have been advances in technology since the ship left. There should be a space station in orbit, and when the landing was registered, an automated shuttle with supplies was sent. Wow, that is leaps and bounds in technology.
Yeah, since it's taken hundreds and hundreds of years for them to get here, and now you can do everything like that.
They don't know that yet. The voice starts to tell them of the dangers on the planet, but cuts out as the creature attacks again. Colonel Martin and his executive officer Emma to take a small team out to the planet, ostensibly to find a probe to establish communication with Earth, but they might go and shoot some indigenous creatures too.
Of course, because why wouldn't you?
Elder wants to go, but the colonel tells him to look after his people. Amy wants to go, but she would get in the way, so she stomps off like a petulant child to hide in a biolab, where Orion is slowly defrosting.
Oh, Orion. One of the Earthborn, Juliana Robertson, is wailing. She just found out that her husband was murdered. Remember that? Remember when all those people were murdered?
It's an understandable reaction, really.
Yeah, it really is. She wants to know which freak did it. And as the shipborn turned to Elder, she misinterprets the look for accusation and lunges at him and throws a punch. The situation descends into chaos, and no one is listening to Elder as he stands on a table for attention. Nothing calms down until Colonel Martin comes back. Finally, he wants to talk to Amy. Son of a bitch.
Amy tries to explain, but her dad seems a little hostile and accuses her of sounding like them.
Oh my god, this is like where the rage really, really sets in.
Oh yes.
Don't us and them.
Just, you feel that your blood boiling right now.
Uh-huh.
It's at a simmer,
Yeah.
Keep it going. Amy tells him the best thing he could do is let everyone go outside and see the planet to give them something to fight for. And he actually listens to this advice.
Oh my god.
I know. When Amy and Elder get the opportunity to look around with the military guard, Amy is astounded by the beauty of the planet. Elder looks around as if trying to see the walls. At the tree line, Elder points out an animal footprint with what looks like a razor claw.
Jesus.
Unfortunately, it is destroyed by one of the military people before they can report it back to the biologists.
Whoops.
As they walk back to the shuttle, they notice 2 black marks on the side of the ship. As they inspect, a young officer, Chris, flirting with Amy, ushers them back inside. It's so awkward, the flirting.
Ooh, it is. Ooh, it's so awkward. As the shipborn and the earthborn settle down for the night, the disparity between them becomes more evident. While shipborn sleep against walls or each other, the earthborn have comfortable sleeping bags. Amy's mother, Maria, tells her, with disdain in her voice, that they should have been better prepared. They had centuries to do so.
Rage is starting.
I know, oh my gosh, how terrible are these Earthborn people?
Bunch of racists.
It's all awful.
An alarm blares throughout the shuttle, waking everyone up. There is something wrong with the computer sensors and everyone has to evacuate in 15 minutes or risk being trapped inside the shuttle.
Oh no.
Some of the shipborne aren't leaving. They're so scared. And it isn't until Amy uses Fidas patches Kit has that she can get them out. Amy is ordered by her father to stay with Chris because he doesn't trust the shipborne.
Oh, fuck you, man.
Elder is trying to look after his people, but is also watching Amy and Chris flirting. It's mega awkward. Overhead, one of the huge reptilian birds glides past. Thankfully, it moves on.
Thank goodness. We don't need any more terrible things to happen right now.
Last thing I need is a pterodactyl boyfriend.
Ooh, but don't you want one? Ooh, with a tiny backpack. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
purple
tell me more about this
nose.
backpack.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. He's also in a band. Ooh.
And does he squawk?
Oh, he does. Oh. As they find a water source, the sky grows darker with an approaching storm. The thunder and lightning scares the shipborne because they have never fucking heard it before. They need shelter. Someone notices ruins across the lake, which could mean sentient life on the planet. But Elder's immediate concern is getting his people safe before they truly start panicking. The Earthborns just don't understand the reactions of the shipborne. Because they don't think about anyone but themselves because they're garbage people. As everyone races to the shelter of the ruins, which just so happen to be the perfect size for humans, Amy revels in the rain, dancing and twirling and kissing Elder. Oh. They go up to the second story, away from everyone else, where they find little tick-like bugs and flowers freshly opened from what seems to be Spanish moss. Suddenly, Amy passes out. It's not Spanish moss.
Because there's no Spain.
Not at all.
They're not on Earth.
They're not on Earth at all.
Elder picks Amy up and runs for medical help. They find Earthborn medics and her father. As they look over Amy, Colonel Martin rages at Elder. This is his doing. He did this. If anything happens to Amy, it's Elder's fault. He can't keep her safe.
Oh. Rage.
Amy finally wakes up after 24 hours, looks around and doesn't see Elder. The flowers, after its rain, seem to emit a neurotoxin that traps the bugs, and the smelling the flowers did the same thing to Amy.
Oh.
While Amy was unconscious, one of the shipborne was discovered to be missing, as well as one of the doctors from Earth. As Amy is talking to her father about the communication link to Earth, which isn't working anymore, Emma radios that she found the shipborne and the Earthborn tracker sent to find her. Both are dead.
But terrible. Amy finds Elder and tells him what has happened. Elder is frustrated that no one knew exactly what they had to deal with down here when they realize someone did. Orion. And he's been defrosting with no one to reset his timer.
Oh, shit!
They both take off at a run for the shuttle. As they arrive, Amy asks Elder why he wasn't there when she woke. He was hiding under the window where she slept. But he only apologized. They managed to get into the shuttle and find Orion, covered in cryo goo and weak, blind, and dying since they didn't prepare him before being frozen. Before Orion dies, he gives them a clue about the creatures on the planet. He calls Elder the Little Prince, like the book from his clues, and Amy pulls it out from a hidden crevice. Ta-da! They look at the underlined text, but the clue is in an illustration. Who are the real monsters? I think we know the answer to that question.
Before Amy and Elder leave the shuttle, Elder tells Amy that her parents forced him away. Amy realises she doesn't resent him for not being there, but she wanted him to be there. Chris comes out of the trees then and tells them to get back to the ruins for a colony-wide announcement. Rather than offering comfort, the Colonel's speech makes everyone terrified.
Oh, God.
Because fear of the unknown is the greatest source of fear there is.
Oh, this guy.
Elder grows uneasy with the Colonel's words. Soldiers or slaves?
Jesus Christ. As Elder gets to work giving out food rations and digging holes for the latrines, Amy wants to look at the little prints for more clues. Elder doesn't have time for this, and Amy stomps off. Suddenly, as Elder's pickaxe hits the ground gives way, and they fall into what looks like a man-made tunnel. The tunnel walls are smooth. Feeling around the floor, Elder finds something. A scale? With the area closed while the military investigates, Elder starts helping to lay the pipe. When he tries to go to the lake, however, one of the Colonel's men stops him, saying it's forbidden. What is the Colonel trying to hide? Everything, because he's the worst.
Amy has been hiding away studying the Little Prince when her mother asks her to help in the lab. One of the scientists asks about the Fidus pump, but Amy only tells them it distributed bad drugs to the populace before Elder broke it and won't say anything more. Chris is there and staring at the Fidus pump. Later, Amy, with her mother and Chris, go out looking for samples. In the foliage, they hear something, a ripping, a slurping sound. They see the missing doctor and the terror creature eating him.
Jesus.
The doctor is still alive. Chris and Amy start to shoot.
Jeeves.
Yikes.
Elder is very suspicious and wants to find out what is going on. So he starts investigating the area. He's particularly interested in the ruins, obviously man-made, but by who? For whom? Hiking up a trail, Elder can see the expanse of the lake, the fish swimming in it, trying to understand what the Colonel is trying to hide. It's then Elder realizes it's not the lake the Colonel is hiding, it's what's behind it. The probe.
The bodies of the doctor and the terror are taken back to the lab, and Amy's mom is preparing to examine and autopsy them. The doctor was alive and still moving while he was being eaten, but didn't react to it at all. Not to the biting, not to the chewing.
Oh, how do you not react to that?
When Mariah pulls the reading from the first test, it shows the doctor was recently injected with Earth-made genetic modification.
What? After curfew that night, Elder sneaks to Amy's tent. He's going to investigate the probe, if she wants to come. Heck yeah, she does! The area around the probe is flat and asphalt. There seems to be a compound built over it. There's something metal embedded in the asphalt, markings, and what looks like a structure underneath. It's a runway, and it looks like it was recently used. The hell is going on here?
What?
Going into the structure, Amy and Elder find a locked door with a thumb scanner. Amy tries it, and it lets her in, registering her as a human. What? It just keeps getting worse in the best way.
Pterodactyls don't have thumbs.
Pterodactyls don't have thumbs. What is going on?
Caw-caw. flap at it.
Inside, they find the same symbol of the FRX as on Godspeed, and a plaque memorializing those lost on Godspeed. Turns out, Elder and this group weren't the first to colonize Centauri Earth. These ruins were made by the ones who came before. But where are they now? Taking a look at the computer system, Elder is able to play the same message he heard on the shuttle when they arrived. Amy thinks it's Earth. But then they both realize it's a recording. And no help is coming.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. It's awful. It's awful in the best way.
Yeah. Well, there's more recordings too. And that doesn't make any sense.
Jeez.
So let's start playing them. There are video feeds from various locations in Godspeed.
Ooh.
And the situation looks dire. People are rushing about in desperate hurry. Or stopped, like they've given up.
Oh.
It looks like the alarms are blaring. The engine, which no one bothered to look after the explosion on the bridge, must be finally giving up.
Oh no.
I mean, it was old before, but now, yeah. Elder doesn't want to see this. He just can't. The video flicks to the hospital and the Plague Eldest statue when Amy realises the last clue from the Little Prince was about the Plague Eldest's robe. Remember those big ostentatious robes?
Ooh.
Part Joseph in his technical dream coat,
Yeah.
part drag queen.
Yeah.
Those. Barty comes into view then, stops and stares at the statue. He pulls something out of his pocket. It's a little black square.
Oh no. Oh no, not the black patches. That's not good.
I mean, Barty's an ass, but yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good that he's contemplating suicide.
After what? 3 days?
It's not that long.
Godspeed did not last.
No.
Generation or two? No.
No. 8 minutes. As they're heading back to the colony, Emma watches them, realizes they weren't out snogging, and tries to warn Amy and Elder, but the Colonel comes stomping by.
Yeah.
As they head back in, the Colonel's prejudice against the shipborne comes rearing out. Amy confronts him about the choice he gave her, and his explanation is lacking, and his apology is hollow. Amy loves her father, but she's just not sure she can trust him. And we all agree.
Well, the next morning, Amy wakes Elder up in a panic. Kit has gone missing.
No, not Kit.
While the Colonel is unconcerned,
Fucker.
Elder is very worried. Within an hour, he has 100 volunteers armed with farm tools and sharpened stakes. The sight worries the Colonel. One of the pregnant shipborne saw Kit during the night and points to the guard who was on duty. It was Chris. And no, he didn't make sure Kit got back to her tent safely.
Fucker.
As the search parties leave and forbidden to go, Emma sneaks to Amy and gives her a glass cube, saying she and Elder aren't military, so they don't have to follow the orders and blindly accept everything. Amy hides the cube in her sleeping bag. Interesting.
Interesting. I do like, though, you're not military. You don't have to do what they say. You can do whatever you want.
Here you go, Chuck. Figure it out.
Maria runs further tests on the Taro's blood and finds more Earth-made genetic modification biomarkers in it.
What?
What is going on?
So many questions.
After a while, Elder comes into the lab. Maria wants to ask him the species of the fetuses in the tube in the lab. Elder tells them they're human, but they can be disposed of. Ooh, nothing too specific. Not, hey, that's a million more me's in there.
My brothers!
My brothers, myself.
My brothers, my fathers, my uncles, my cousins, what the heck?
As they are drained out, Chris gets a calm. Kit's body has been found.
No.
Kit.
Kit's body is brought straight to the lab, and it's clearly not an animal that killed her.
Oh.
The wounds look like they've come from exploding rounds. Maria pulls shards of what looks like glass from the wounds. Elder checks Kit's lab coat and finds different med patches, but not the green Fidus patches. After a long time helping her mom try and figure out what happened to Kit, Amy returns to her tent. She drops the glass cube Emma gave her, and it glows brightly. What is this?
What is going on?
More questions! Amy sneaks out with the cube wrapped up to show Elder. They work out that it must be some kind of solar charge light. There are square holes under every window in the ruins, so they charge all day to give a light off at night.
Ooh.
It could be the same thing charging the compound.
Ooh. That is interesting. Amy and Elder head to the shuttle lab to test the bodies for Fidus. The blood samples from those who have died on the planet all show Fidus to varying degrees, except Kit, who had none. But how? Fidus was developed on Godspeed, wasn't it?
It's a head scratcher.
As they head back to the ruins, they run into Chris again. Amy sends Elder back to his tent, and Chris returns Amy to hers. Chris is edgy and tries to tell Amy something, which she assumes is about the probe, and so she thanks him for his trust.
The next day, Elder heads to the shuttle, intent on checking the stocks of Kit's medical supplies. Once on board, Elder hears shouting. Amy and her father are fighting, and next to them is Emma's body.
Oh my gosh! So many deaths!
Dying.
I know!
The Colonel calls Amy hysterical.
Oh.
And we all rage.
We all erupt in flames.
And once again, he dismisses her and any explanation or help she may be able to provide.
Oh my god, just listen for once!
Amy tells him there are aliens on the planet, and the Colonel insists they don't need to know.
Oh god.
Elder even tells him they know about the biolock at the compound, but still, the Colonel insists he knows nothing.
Oh my god.
When the Colonel leaves, Elder follows, and resignedly, the Colonel takes him to the compound. Chris is stationed there and gives Elder a weary look as they go inside.
Oh man. Inside, the Colonel tells Elder what he knows. That there was a colony before them who built the ruins and the compound, and that they're all dead. Chris found recordings and shows Elder a video. Glass made on the planet stores solar energy, and these were manufactured and sent back to Earth via a space station in orbit. Chris was able to explain that through tesseracts and wormholes, travel between the planets is much shorter now, and they should be able to receive help. Then they can wage war on the alien presence on the planet.
In the lab, test results show Emma had Fidus in her too.
What?
Where is it coming from? Later in the day, Elder comes to the shuttle and he and Amy talk about what they have found out. Amy has found out that the Terrors have a mix of DNA from Sol Earth, Centauri Earth, and Gen Mod material, while Elder is convinced the Colonel is just like Eldest. Neither are I. Amy insists her father is fairer.
I don't think so, man.
of the planet, having fired us, and wishes they'd stayed on Godspeed. Elder's glad they came to the planet, regardless of the lies and secrets and certainties and deaths. So many deaths.
So many deaths.
So many deaths. The conversation eventually ends with Amy and Elder having sex.
What?
Fade to black.
Ooh. Ooh. Amy ducks out a short time later. It wouldn't do for her parents to know what she's been up to. And she bumps into Chris, who is on guard.
Oh my god, he's like a double-decker bus. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. They walk to the lab so Amy can run some more tests. They talk about the planet, but Amy becomes distracted and falls over a tree root. Chris catches her with what seems to be super speed. Chris then encourages Amy to listen to the planet. And to Amy, it sounds like Earth. Chris obviously reads Amy's signals wrong now and kisses her.
Dude.
This is super awkward, considering what she was just doing with the Elder. And Amy pushes him away. It seems, despite Amy and Elder not exactly being secretive about their attraction, Chris didn't realize they were a thing. 'Cause he's blind. Wait, he's not blind. He's not.
No,
blind.
that was Orion.
Burn. Oh. Later, as Elder eavesdrops on Amy's parents, who are looking at the scale he found, which is now glowing, Elder spots Amy and Chris returning and sees Chris attempt another kiss,
Dude.
which Amy rebuffs. Thank goodness.
God.
Dude, Chris, leave her alone, you creep.
No means no.
Guy's a creep.
He really is. The next morning, as the colony is waking, there is a rumble and an exploding sound. As Elder runs with the Colonel and other military personnel, he sees the shuttle ripped to pieces, and with it, the food stores, the embryos of the Earth animals, the lab, and Harley's last painting.
Oh, no, Harley.
His last tie to Godspeed.
Oh, no, that's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. He finds a glass orb that looks similar to the cube Amy had. When the Colonel shoots it, a 2-foot crater is left. Elder turns to the Colonel and tells him that this proves it's the aliens trying to kill them. At the compound, the Colonel explains everything to Elder, Amy and Maria, and later to all the colonists. They aren't the first colonists to land from Earth. The people who built the ruins and compound were, and they were wiped out by the native population. He's made contact with Earth, and they are sending aid and should reach the space station orbit in 5 days. Those who are weak, injured, or sick will be sent up to the space station, where there are provisions that will last them until they can return to Earth. He is also being given access to a weapon that will help eradicate the threat. This is all received with some very mixed reactions.
Whoa.
That's a bombshell and a half.
Yeah, it is.
It's a glass orb bombshell.
It really is. It takes hours and lots of arguments for people to be loaded into the auto shuttle for transport to the space station. With the last 2 tubes, the Colonel turns to his wife and daughter. Elder is standing, still watching Amy. He won't leave, and he doesn't want her to leave. He feels helpless. Amy steps forward, says her goodbyes to her mom, and turns to her dad. And she says she is staying. She isn't going to run. Thank goodness she's finally standing up to him because he's an asshole. The Colonel is pissed as he turns to the computer and starts the launch sequence. From inside Maria's box, a red light can be seen flashing, and the people start banging and thrashing inside their boxes. The boxes whoosh open, and Amy breathes in some of the air that was released. everything slows down and she feels numb. Everyone in the boxes is dead. It wasn't oxygen being pumped into them, but a strong concentration of Fidus. And there are nearly 500 more deaths. What's our toll up to now?
I've lost count.
It's awful. I shouldn't be laughing because that was a dreadful scene.
It was more of a hysterical laugh than a funny ha-ha laugh.
Yeah.
In fairness. Well, as you can imagine, it was chaos afterwards. Elder is able to use a voice amplifier to get everyone back to the ruins, the only place of potential safety. Amy is starting to come round from the Fidus doors, and she's broken from seeing her mom's death. As of now, the Colonel's priority is getting the big gun in the space station ready to wipe out the aliens as the colonists wait for Earth's backup. The Colonel turns to Chris and asks him if there is anything else he needs to know. Elder notices this exchange and asks the Colonel if there's anything else he is hiding. The Colonel says Elder knows everything he knows. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I do not believe that. Not for one, even half of 1 second.
He saw his nose grow like Pinocchio.
Elder has a plan.
Good.
Thank goodness. With Chris and Amy's help, he is going to reprogram the auto shuttle to go to Godspeed, find Orion's last clue, and bring the rest of his people down to the planet. And, the meager supplies that they still have. It's great. He'll release the bodies of the fallen to the stars. Amy and Chris are both enthusiastic for this, if it saves the colonists, brings help from Godspeed, and stops the Colonel from killing the alien species. Can I just say here that you're the aliens?
Yeah.
Not them.
Thank you.
You are the aliens.
It's been bugging me throughout the entire thing.
I know, he's such an asshole. Chris is able to reprogram the auto shuttle based on the camera footage frequently coming from Godspeed, and Elder flies off. This happens just as the Colonel and his military storm the compound, initially thinking that they're the alien threat, and then demanding to know what has happened. The Colonel thinks they are foolish, but Amy sees that her father is just out for revenge, which is polluting his opinion and the best course of action for the colony, because he's a shithead.
What an asshole. Elder ascends quickly, much quicker than he expected, and as he rises, he releases the bodies of the 499 Fidus victims to the stars.
Oh, it's so sad.
As he draws closer to Godspeed, he touches his Wycom and instructs it to connect to Barty. Barty answers and offers to throw a party if Elder can really come back to Godspeed. Elder tells him to start baking a cake. Their cakes are probably awful, just saying. Fake meat and fake vegetables and fake everything. Elder manages to get the shuttle connector to attach to Godspeed using kamikaze tactics in an airless void of space without a spacesuit that we're best not tell Amy about.
Don't tell her that you're floating around in the void of space again, Elder.
It's not terrible at all.
Not at all. On Centauri Earth, Amy has given her father and Chris the idea of using the purple flowers against the aliens should they attack the colony. Though the Colonel dismisses Amy's suggestions, he actually considers Chris's if they use the flowers' Fidus capabilities as a smoke. So I'm not going to listen to my daughter, who has a brilliant plan, but when Chris says it, it's fine.
So not only is he racist, he's misogynistic too.
God, he's an asshole. The remaining scientists aren't able to say if the plan will work, but it's worth a try. They dig trenches and fill them with the purple flowers, packing anything flammable with them. It takes hours, but they have some form of protection constructed. That night, they are attacked.
Oh.
Yeesh.
Just in time. The aliens are silent, camouflaged green, and wearing scaly armour. Amy sees the fuse being lit for the trenches, and the aliens walk through the smoke completely unaffected.
Rex!
Sneaking out, Amy makes her way to the compound, intent on seeing if Elder has been able to send a message back to them with the key to survival. On Godspeed, Elder is unconscious but alive. Barty and Doc were able to pull him inside and give him oxygen. The tether is, amazingly, secure. Barty starts asking a million questions, but Elder doesn't answer them yet, only telling him that he can bring their people to the planet, but the threat is real and the key to surviving may be in the statue of the Plague Eldest.
Oh my gosh. Oh, these clues, man. These clues. They're finally leading to something big. Amy is making her way through the foliage, heading to the compound, when she is grabbed by Chris. Together, they run for it, making it inside as explosions pepper the sky. Chris starts trying to open comms to Godspeed. On Godspeed, Elder and Barty topple the statue, but they need to break it apart, so they stuff it into a graph tube, send it up, and then turn the tube off. Smash! Inside is a small box. The original copies of recordings by the Plague Eldest. Ooh, good stuff.
Eventually, Amy and Chris are able to connect to Elder. They choose not to tell Elder what is happening since he can't do anything to help, and he is busy bringing down the rest of the people from Godspeed. Elder, however, has videos for them to watch. They aren't going to be happy.
No one's happy now.
No one's happy now.
The Plague Eldest, the last captain of Godspeed, Albert Davis, fills the screen. He tells whoever is listening that they aren't the first colonists to Centauri Earth. 20 years before Godspeed was due to land, Earth sent probes and found valuable resources. Then they got impatient and colonized it before they even got there. Now, they don't know what to do with them. The camera cuts to a sharply dressed woman, an FRX representative, who instructs it to be turned off. When the recording starts again, Captain Davis is in a conference room with the woman. She doesn't realize she's being recorded. The woman says the original colony was difficult, and they've begun limiting supplies of the solar glass. The FRX do not expect the people on Godspeed to help produce weapons. They just want energy cubes. To help with the solar radiation sickness they will suffer on the planet, they've kindly brought a gen modification vaccine that will ensure they and their future generations will be safe. Isn't that kind? It's not an evil plot at all.
It's not gen modification to make them in any way, shape, or form
mindless slaves.
Yeah.
Not at all.
In the lab on Godspeed, the scientists tell Captain Davis that the vaccine is gen mod mixed with another drug they've named Fidus.
Aw, damn, it's Fidus. Shit.
Shit. Shite.
Just Brexing shite.
Turns them into obedient dogs.
Oh, man.
And sitting on the lab, see a girl, the scientist's test subject, and Captain Davis's daughter.
No.
So far, they can't reverse the effects. They think the first colony must have already been given the drug. Our woman dressed in red says the people on Godspeed have already voted to land the ship. They will do so even if they need to fight the FRX or the captain. Davis says you will not.
Oh, God.
He uses a modified Fidus to keep everyone from fighting and the rebellion subdued. Before the feed cuts out, Captain Davis's daughter fills the screen. She has startling blue eyes and strange irises. Amy has seen those before. On Chris, who has a gun levelled at her head.
Yes. Shite! Frexing shite!
Frexing shite!
Back up on Godspeed, Elder and Barty are helping with the preparations to leave. Elder checks the playback sent to Amy and notices it has stopped. Through the comms, he hears Amy and Chris's voices. Chris has the same strange irises as Captain Davis's daughter because he's a descendant of the first colony. When the colonel came to inspect the probe the first time he left, with 9, he came back with 10. No one questioned it. He explains he has Fidus in his DNA, but his adrenal gland has mutated, so he isn't the mindless slave Earth wanted to make. Others like him mutated in the same way, able to resist Fidus. They call them rogue hybrids. The monsters aren't monsters. They're people, modified to be stronger, faster, and able to see at night. But according to Earth, they don't count as people. Garbage.
The colonel knew Chris wasn't a frozen either. He thought he was a survivor of the original colony, and Chris helped make sure he thought aliens were the real threat. But the colonel is persistent. The weapon on the space station will kill all the mutated humans, as it will attack at the genetic level. Amy wants to know why kill them.
Good question, Amy. Why? Why do we have to murder them? Why can't we just talk to them like people?
Collateral damage. But they're all part of the problem. It's us. Or them.
Oh. There's no words. There are no words. It's all rage sounds.
Elder has been listening to all this. He looks in the box from the statue and sees a formula inside for inhibitor meds. They might yet stand a chance. As Amy begs for her life, Elder shouts, "Wait!"
Elder tells them he has the formula for the inhibitor meds. They can cure the first colonists. Just then, the colonel comes rushing in. He's ready to set off the weapon when Chris shows him the first colonists, so he can put faces to the genocide he's about to commit. But guess what? This doesn't affect the colonel at all. He's so bent on vengeance, he starts aiming the weapon.
There is a fight for the weapon, and 3 rogue hybrids enter the control room, clad in the scale armour. They declare this ends now, and demand their surrender, and that Earth stand down. The colonel sits down, opens comms to Earth, and tells them rogues have taken over and to arm the biological weapon. What an asshole.
He's so terrible.
He's halfway through giving them his military authorization code when the colonel and rogue leader start scrapping. The voice in the end of the Earth comm states it needs the full code before it will eliminate its slave force.
Jesus.
While the colonel is fighting, the third rogue steps forward, grabs Amy, and injects an icy hot liquid.
Oh, no.
They have genetically modified her. She is no longer human.
Shit.
The colonel lunges for Chris, and suddenly a gunshot goes off. Amy's dad falls to the floor in front of her.
Yikes, but not at the same time.
I mean, it's a weight off.
Elder can't re-establish communication. He only knows Amy is in trouble. The people of Godspeed need to leave now. Elder quickly shows Barty how to operate the shuttle and runs to the emergency pod for one. He'll get to the space station and set off the weapon if it saves Amy. Once inside, he opens comms again and hears Amy and finds out she's been injected and that the colonel is dead. Elder tells them Barty and the shuttle are coming. They are not to be hurt. He will go to the space station and disable the weapon. They can have the inhibitor formula if they guarantee their safety. The rogue leader demands the space station be destroyed. But Elder doesn't have any weapons. He agrees anyway. What's he gonna do?
Amy resists Chris's hold with her new added strength. She can see so much more, hear so much better, smell everything. Elder tells Amy he is going to crash Godspeed into the space station and then, sorry, before cutting the comms.
Jesus.
Elder goes very slowly and pushes Godspeed forward. As warnings about external damage flash, Elder thinks this is going to get a lot worse and sends a silent goodbye to Amy.
No. Elder!
He can't be happy.
He's not happy at all. This time, instead of being angry, we're sad.
Yes.
Amy runs outside and looks up into the sky. She can see so many more stars now, but there's only one thing she really wants to see. There's a brief flash of light amongst the stars, and then it's gone. Elder is gone. But he's saved them all.
Elder.
Elder!
Why?
Why, Elder?
Amy strides toward the rogue leader, Zane. She is not in the mood to take any shite and demands the release of her people first and foremost. They take Amy to the city and the people are empty shells. Worse than the people on Godspeed.
Yikes.
Zane suspects the drug was tested on Centauri Earth before being used on Earth itself. They used to have FRX representatives there to supervise. Eventually, they would only visit sporadically, until not at all, and only occasionally give orders via satellite. Everyone is programmed. Everyone is a drone. Unless they've mutated.
Oh, that... Just thinking about those people, they're like... They're just like bonking into walls and stuff, and like, it's terrible. Like falling in holes, and they just keep working. They like keep making... It's creepy. They're like broken robots.
Yeah.
Amy leads the peace negotiations. She wants everything written down, witnessed, and notarized. She insists that her colony governs themselves, and the first colonists can do the same. Trust is difficult, and people are scared. In Elder's name, people are willing to try. A few days later, Zane has come in one of his big trucks. He wants Amy to witness the first try of the inhibitor. As they head into the lab Zane has set up, Chris leans into Amy and whispers that Barty still doesn't trust her. He looks at her like she's a freak. Dude, Amy's used to that. She whirls on him, which startles Barty. Amy tells Chris that she will be accepted again because of who she is, not what she is.
Chris, you're absolutely...
I know. Oh, my God.
In the lab, Zane gives a young man the inhibitor and a glass of water, Barty and Amy having given them the potential idea of distribution through the water. Slowly, the man breaks free of the virus's control. Chris wants to show Amy something and takes her down the tunnel to a glass pen where Terror is inside.
Oh, no.
Amy's mom was right. They had pterodactyl DNA. The first colonists created them, and Fidus helps to control them.
Oh no.
He explains that the Doctor was taken because the rogue hybrids thought he knew about Fidus. Kit was taken because she couldn't answer their questions. And Emma knew too much about Chris.
Oh god.
Amy tells him they should have been honest from the start and valued lives more than secrets.
Zane comes to Amy. Sol Earth and the FRX are trying to contact them again. Amy answers the comm, angry, and tells them that they have joined forces with the hybrids and have a cure for the vaccine, and it's being distributed. When they threaten to send forces, Amy welcomes them, letting them know that they have a decade to create all the weapons they need and will happily blow them out of orbit. This makes Zane howl with laughter and triumph. Amy will never give up her home again.
On the computer, Zane points at a blinking light. It's a homing beacon. Amy runs with all her hybrid speed that will allow toward the signal. It must be the escape rocket. When she finds the burnt wreckage, there's no body inside. But then, from behind, Amy. It's Elder. He got knocked off course when he crashed. He didn't know where he landed and has a broken leg and arm.
Oh my god.
As they hold each other, Elder tells Amy he will always come back to her. The end.
Oh, the end.
My goodness.
So happy that Elder's alive.
And that was not a terrible ending at all.
It was not a terrible ending at all. I need a moment.
Yeah, me too.
I almost had an emotion. I know, it's been a while.
Whoa.
I know.
It's that time of the year. You due one.
These days, more authors are including mental health content in their books. But do you ever wonder how accurate some of this stuff is?
Or do you ever read something where you know the author just gets it?
I'm Elise.
And I'm Priscilla.
And we are Novel Feelings, a podcast where we discuss mental health issues in fiction novels.
We are psychologists and book lovers, and we have a lot of opinions.
So look for Novel Feelings wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, back to your show.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What a series.
Right? Holy crap. So good. So good.
Good sci-fi.
So good.
I honestly do not know where to start with this discussion. I don't know if we just pick a character or a certain theme and go for it, because there is so much. And extra spoilers, we are probably going to end up linking back to Across the Universe and A Million Suns in this, because it's the final in the trilogy.
Yeah. Make sure you go and listen to those episodes, or to be prepared. Yeah. Because whoa.
Shall we get the hate out of the way first?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of hate.
There's a lot of hate. How horribly racist are the Earthborns?
They're terrible. They're terrible. They're awful.
I'm
like
ashamed.
Every single one of them. Right? It's shameful.
You kind of think, without Elder and his people, without the shipborns, you would never have gotten to Centauri Earth. You would never have been unfrozen. You owe your lives to these people to keep you, yeah, okay, Ryan killed a couple of you, but generally speaking, you have been kept safe by these people. And do you know what really, really got me? A lot of them are pregnant ladies. They are going to be at least in the first trimester. I don't know how fast their pregnancies may be. It may be different.
Right.
Because of the gen mods. But you have pregnant ladies sleeping on metal floors against walls and against each other. You don't even give up your sodding bedroll for these people because you are so selfish and racist.
They had centuries to prepare.
Oh God, I wanted to slap her mother at that point.
I know, and it's bad because I liked her mom.
Generally speaking, she was okay. She acted more like the protective helicopter mom, you know, when she's seeing Amy and Elder. Like, I don't approve of this boy.
Yeah, but then...
Not because it's a boy, not because of him being a shipborn.
Right, because and then, like, later when they're trying to force everyone back to the space station so they can go back to Earth, her mom understands. She's not going to go. She's not going to go back. And then she dies. And so does everyone else. That was terrible. Ooh.
That was a horrible scene. It was brilliant, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
Same with Dr. Gupta's being eaten by the pterodactyl.
Being slurped up and just perfectly complacent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Bloody hell.
This is terrible. But that's okay.
It was horrific.
Horrific.
Horrific. I needed to get the pet in there, but it was more than terrible. It was horrific. Yeah. But the ultimate hate has to be levelled at the Colonel.
The Colonel is awful.
Do you know, I'm sure we've said this in the bonus episode. The Colonel's made to be this cuddly figure.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dad. You don't know. I don't remember his name being said at all in books 1 and book 2. But you get this impression that he's just, you know, a caretaker dad. Yes, he's in the military, but, you know, he's not a military man.
Yeah.
He's just a dad, and he's going to look after her and listen to her, and they're going to have, you know, everything's going to be better with him there. And then when he wakes up, and he's just awful.
Yeah.
Doesn't listen to her, doesn't listen to Elder, just gets on with how he thinks things should be. And I get the fact that he is the highest ranking military officer there. But also to be a leader, you need to listen to your people, and you need to learn, and you need to communicate.
I want to ask you a question about that.
Hmm.
You know how Orion was killing all the military people because he knew that, you know, they were just going to use all the shipborns as slaves when they landed on the planet.
Yeah.
Do you think if any of those other higher ranking people were still alive, the same stuff would have happened on the planet?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. Because was it 2 or 3 people were killed ahead of the Colonel?
Yeah, he was like 6th in line or something.
Something like that. And I kind of think he followed the mission. And if he wasn't as high ranking as the other senior officers would have been, why wouldn't they have followed the mission? Why would they be any different to him and listen to Amy? In fact, it's probably worse that he doesn't listen to Amy because it's his own daughter who's saying, I've been with these people for 3 months. I can help you. I need to explain a few things that's gone on so you can understand the situation better.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to see this silly little girl. I mean, he sees a silly little girl, but he sees his silly little girl as his daughter. They're just going to see somebody to be gotten rid of and say, Martin, get rid of your child. She's getting in the way.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, it's his daughter. He wants to protect her, so he wants to do what he thinks he needs to do to keep her safe. So maybe it would have been different if it was someone else, and she could actually say, hey, I've been here. You need to listen to what I'm saying. And so maybe they might have listened. It's hard to
Could have
say.
been a lot worse.
Could have been
because
way worse.
he kind of like, you know, when they distributed the labour, they tried to go with people's skills, used Kit's knowledge of everybody to go with the skills.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say the other didn't? You know, they wouldn't
That's
have.
true.
It's like there's a tool, go and use it.
Yeah. Do you know what's something else that's interesting to think about? Remember when Amy was first unfrozen and everyone was like, "Oh my God, she's a freak, and they were like super racist against her. And now it's just completely the other way around.
Yeah.
All the shipborns are they just want to survive, and the Earthborns are like, "Oh, freaks, weirdos."
Yeah.
The lesson here basically is that everyone is terrible, except for Elder.
Everyone is terrible, and
Everyone is terrible. Excuse me,
everyone
terrible.
is terrible. Yes, but also, why treat anybody differently? What's the point? How does that serve you? It doesn't.
No.
So stop it.
Stop it.
Stop being a garbage.
Stop being garbage people.
Yeah. It just, every time the Colonel was on, I just got more and more infuriated.
I know.
And every time we got those little pieces of information coming out about the terrible situation, I got more and more angry. And it's like, yeah, the ruins are perfect size for humans because they were built by people.
Yes.
There's a freaking tarmac compound with a thumb pad that says human because it was built by people.
Built by people who want to take over a planet that doesn't belong to them.
Oh, and stop calling native populations aliens, because you're the freaking aliens.
Ugh.
You're the invading force.
Ugh.
So shut up. Fuck off.
Agreed. Rage. But it's like rage in the best way.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that rage is satisfied. Yeah. It's fed and fed and fed until it's this fiery inferno. And then at the end, it can explode.
Yes.
And then you kind of go, I feel better for that. Because the Colonel is dead on the floor.
Yes.
And the bioweapon has been destroyed.
And Amy is essentially a superhero now. Yay.
Do you know the Captain Davis's daughter
Yeah.
on the video feed? I got major Japanese horror movie vibes from that. You know, she's just sitting there, you know, with the, like, I had this image of her sitting there on like a bench or something, or just in a chair, in kind of just plain brown clothes, you know, just very head down, hair down,
Yeah.
and then looking up at the camera and then walking towards it, and then just head just, and she's eyeballing it dead, and it just twists back and forth. And I thought, ooh, that would actually be a fairly good cosplay as well, because it's a bit creepy, and I do like it creepy. So I got major Japanese horror movie vibes from that. That's what I was saying.
I mean, I can do that. I can do that cosplay for you.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah. Oof.
Yes.
Okay, so what are the non-hateful things?
I really enjoyed it when Amy told the FRX at the end to fuck off.
Yes.
And then Zane was in the background howling with laughter.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
I liked that too.
that was satisfying.
Yeah.
I enjoyed her getting injected, actually.
I know.
Well, not
I
the actual
love...
process.
Ooh, yeah, but I love that she became a hybrid, and it was like instantaneous.
Yes.
Dude, shoot up everybody with that stuff. Once you know, like, that you can get rid of the fetus effects of it, you know, in case you don't have a super adrenal gland that kills it anyway. Like, shoot everybody up with it.
Yeah.
And then get rid of the fetus, and now everyone's super strong and super fast and got creepy fucking eyes. Yeah.
I can see all the stars.
Yeah.
Yes, I very much enjoyed that. I really, really did. And on the audio book as well, and during those scenes, after the tension builds up, it swaps between Elder and Amy so quickly. And then when Elder flies off after saying sorry.
I loved those chapters. It was just nothing.
So well done. There was nothing there. It just did Elder's the person who's narrating Elder's voice, and I'm sorry I can't remember the narrator's name, and he just said chapter 70. And then it would bring Amy's voice and be chapter 71, and then it would actually have the story, and it's like
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I know that we recorded our bonus episode that's, released the same week. We actually did it last week, and I feel like I gushed about that scene to Beth Revis. Or, I mean, not that scene, like those last chapters. I feel like I just gushed because it was so well done.
It was brilliant.
So good.
Well worth a listen to.
So
Very
good.
well worth a listen to.
So good. I can't believe she hasn't listened to her own stories.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were good audiobooks.
They are. They're very good examples of audiobooks. What did you think about Barty and the rest of the Godspeed people coming down to the planet finally?
I mean, dude, it's either that or commit suicide. So I'm glad that they decided to come and didn't kill themselves. I personally would have been a little wary getting on, the murder ship.
Well, I don't think he told them that it's the murder ship.
Right,
That's
right.
a salient piece of information I would probably miss out.
Hey,
I
people,
just dumped 499 bodies.
they literally
Stars.
just died from poison.
Yeah, in these boxes, the
Right
might
here.
still be warm from them.
Do you know what, though? There's a lot of bodies floating around in space right now.
God, they've just cluttered that entire orbit,
They
haven't
have. They have.
they? There's
But
going to be glorious shooting
it
stars
is.
later
It
that
is.
night.
That is what I was just going to say. It's going to be beautiful later. Almost 500 of them sparkling
people.
through the sky.
They're going to be all these families and couples and stuff reunited, and they're going to be standing there going, "It's so beautiful," and then this
Aw.
gorgeous
Hmm.
shooting star scene is going to fill the sky, and they're going to be wish on the shooting stars.
Nope, corpses.
No corpses.
Wish on the corpses.
That one right there, that was your friend.
Oh,
That one right there, they were an asshole, absolute racist.
it's fine. It's fine. What wish would you make on a shooting corpse?
On this planet,
Mm-hmm.
survival.
Right.
Gen mod.
I would make a wish to be able to ride on a pterodactyl. Or to have a hot pterodactyl boyfriend.
That's the crossover we all need.
Mm,
It's the fan fiction of the week.
It really is. While I'm super excited that Elder survived, I would have been okay if he hadn't, because it was super good storytelling there at the end. Like, holy shit, it was so good. So I would have been okay because the way it was written, it was just perfectly done. And if he hadn't come back, Amy could have gotten a hot pterodactyl boyfriend.
Elder, you're getting in the way, man.
I know.
As long as she doesn't end up with Chris, because Chris is an asshat.
Chris, I hate him.
From the second he came on the scene and stomped on that alien footprint.
Yeah, whoops.
It's like, who the hell are you? Why is a 16-year-old, 17, 18-year-old, in the military? That feels a bit young. I know it's possible, but it still feels a bit young.
Yeah, doesn't Amy think that he's 21? So he is mature. But then she also is like, dude, get away from me.
Oh, thankfully. They're awkward flirting, though.
Oh, it was so bad. But you know what?
bad.
He's an alien. He don't know how to flirt. He's an alien.
It's I don't understand how nobody was like, who are you?
Yeah, where'd you
Who's
come from? Like, we thought Amy was, the only young person frozen and who came with us. Who are you? Because you're also a young person.
Yeah.
Nobody questions it.
No, nobody at all. And like Elder's suspicious of her, but more because Chris is doing that awkward flirting thing with Amy.
Yeah.
And Amy's just going with the flow.
I love when she finally is like, dude, do not kiss me. I just fucked Elder. Don't do it. I don't want you.
I just fucked Elder, and I haven't had a shower yet.
Do you know what's curious about that?
Birth control?
Birth control. Now she's going to have like a double hybrid baby. Because she was injected.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Man, we are taking this to terrible places. Terrible, I mean.
Do you know what I actually thought?
What?
I wondered if Elder was infertile because of him being a clone.
Could be. It could be. We don't know.
However,
because there's no one for him. There would not have been anyone for him to mate with. So they might have just, he might have been super fertile.
So, well, possibly. So does that mean none of the leaders, so now none of the eldest elders, partook in the mating season? I'm sorry, but you can't. I mean, that would explain why eldest was not happy.
Right, because he never got to get his jollies off.
Yes. But also, as people get older, the generation down, that would be an acceptable...
Yeah, but that's weird. That feels yucky to me.
But it would be 20 years. He would be 20 years their senior. And if they're in their 20s, 30s or 40s, that's fine. It's not a teenager.
Yeah, but it's still weird. It's fine. But I don't like it.
Well, I think, to be honest, we're having this debate and it is sort of moot given something Beth Revis says in the bonus episode, which I'm not going to tell you. You have to go and listen to the bonus episode.
Yes, everyone, make sure you go and listen to the bonus episode. It's really important.
Ha!
It's really important. Okay. What else?
I need to ask you your opinions on Orion's death.
Oh my gosh, he just melted into a goo. Oh, it was terrible. Oh, it was terrible. I was really sad when he melted.
It was done brilliantly.
Oh, I know. Oh, it was bad. But I can just imagine his skin sloughing off, and he's blind because
cataract style eyes as well, I can imagine.
Yeah, because his eyes were open when they shoved him in that freezer and froze him without any sort of preparation at all. It was terrible. Ugh. Ooh, it was good though.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
And these bloody clues. I mean, come on.
I know. Dude, you're dying. Just tell them what's going on. Yeah. Don't send them off on another goose chase. You are literally melting in front of them. Just be like, hey, it's people who are there. Not aliens, not monsters, it's people. And they're bad, and they're going to try to kill you.
I mean, was that hard? Was it?
No.
This is the annoying thing. Amy and Elder do a fantastic job of actually communicating with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have lies. I mean, as horrible as certain things are to tell the other, Elder confesses to Amy that he was the one who defrosted her. I mean, ultimately we know it's Orion that did it.
Right.
But, they have an open communication with each other. The only time I think Amy keeps anything from Elder is when he's up on Godspeed, she's on the planet, he can do nothing, so let's not concern him with something he can't help with. He's busy.
Yeah, he really needs to focus on what he's doing.
Exactly. So, and that's fine. That's completely understandable and excusable. But they talk. They constantly talk. I mean, even when Amy said, I was really disappointed that you weren't there when I woke up, and Elder's like, yeah, sorry. And then later said, actually, it was your dad, he kept us away. You should know.
Yeah.
And that was lovely, and it was the fact that
really
they had that
was.
communication.
I know.
But they're literally the only people who were communicating in this entire series.
Yeah.
Everything else is lies,
Secrets,
half-truths,
terrible
misdirections, bloody Orion and his clues. Just tell people and let them make an informed decision.
Yeah. Ugh. Do you know what? You know how earlier we were talking about how we really liked when Elder's chapters didn't exist because we thought he was exploded? I really liked the scene of him getting to Godspeed, and he's there, and he's like, okay, I can just see him. He's like, I was there, went out in space before, had a spacesuit, but couldn't breathe. I can do it again. I can do it again. And he's like, how long can I hold my breath? And then he's like, ah, shit, 20 seconds. How long can I hold my breath? Try again. Oh, fuck, 30 seconds. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Like, oh, man. So bad. And then, you know what? It takes longer than 30 seconds. And Barty was like, well, you said wait 30 seconds before I opened the door, and then nothing happened. So I waited a few more seconds and then opened the door anyway because yikes.
Thank you, Barty.
Thanks, Barty. We kind of hate your guts out, but thanks. Thanks for opening that door.
And while you were unconscious, I shoved a cake on your face.
Ooh, yeah.
Welcome back, Elder.
Hey, glad you're here.
To all credit to Barty, though, in the third one, he wasn't the asshole he was in the second
No.
one. He listened, he followed, he made recommendations. It was fine.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Still got his milkshake though. I would still have the Barty's Rebellion.
Yes. Gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Hells yes. I really fancy a proper milkshake. It's been so long since I've had a proper milkshake.
Yeah. But now we need a
I
cake.
finally remembered that restaurant though. What it was called in Disney World.
Oh yeah.
Sci-Fi Dine-In.
Oh, that's practically Barty's Rebellion
It's perfect.
restaurant.
It's designed like a drive-in movie theatre. So the tables are cars. And you sit 2 by 2 in the cars. And then you watch black and white B-movie sci-fi trailers.
That's
like,
really
like
fun.
The Thing and The Blob, and yeah, you watch those.
That's
and
really
it's just
fun.
delightful. And they have amazing burgers and milkshakes.
That's really fun.
And that's what Barty's Rebellion is going to look like.
Yep. Do you have a favorite character?
Elder, probably. I also really like Kit in this one.
Yeah.
She I mean, we've not talked about her at all, but there was the Earthborn doctors actually were the only ones who really were receptive to anybody from the ship, and you know, they listened to Kit. Was it Goering?
I can't remember.
The doctor who got eaten, sorry.
Gupta? Dr. Gupta?
Dr. Gupta. He was the only one who would like properly give Kit time of day, and he gave her a lab coat.
Yeah.
And she was so happy she got this lab coat, and she kept all of the patches in, and you know, she was so proud of it, and she actually had that link. You know, she was forming that connection with the other half of the crew, effectively, the other half of the colony, and I thought that was really sweet, and she really kind of excelled, realising that yes, she was studying under Doc on Godspeed, but she's capable herself.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Yeah, but then...
R.I.P. Kit.
Yeah.
Bloody hybrids killing up and all.
I know. Ugh.
What about you?
Everyone's terrible.
Everyone's terrible. You don't have a favourite character.
No, I do. I mean, Elder is my favorite character, but I think we all know that. And the melted puddle of Orion.
Yeah. I'm glad Amy was frustrating in A Million Suns. She really frustrated me. But she's redeemed herself.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Shades of Earth.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And then she becomes a superhuman. It's even better because, I mean, superpowers. It's awesome.
Out of somewhere, somebody pulls a Wonder Woman costume out for her and she just keeps standing there with her hands on her hips.
Yes.
And just staring off into the distance.
Yes.
And wind in her hair.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good ending.
It really was.
It was a really good ending.
Did you have any surprises?
Really, really just that Elder survived.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, so many people died, so why not one more?
Well, exactly. We do like it when the authors aren't afraid to kill off characters.
We do. This is probably the highest death toll we've read in a while, if not at all.
Have we read anything with a war? Because I'm literally thinking that's the only thing that could...
Yeah. I mean,
beat this out.
499 in one go was huge. And there was a handful before then, too.
Yes.
It's a lot.
I do wonder how many on Godspeed already took the black patch.
You know, there were a couple of thousand on Godspeed, right?
And there was only room for...
500 on the way back. Well, 501 because Barty's driving it. And 800-ish or so went down to Centauri Earth the first time. So, I mean, that's a goodly amount of people that were not on that ship. Yikes. Oof. Yikes. Were you surprised by anything?
How long it took Amy to realise there was anything hinky about Chris. I mean, literally the red flags, the alarm bells were going for me from the second he was in the book.
Right?
Like, hello? Took forever.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Hate that guy.
I'm not
though.
that surprised that it turns out Dad was an asshat.
No. He's like the worst kind of military people. Yeah. All of these military people are the worst kind of military people, though.
Mm-hmm. The only redeemable one was probably Emma because she tried to point them in the right direction.
Yeah, she's like, hey, you don't have to listen. You don't have to listen to this. Go on. Take this cube. She
but
tried.
also, it's a solar battery made of glass, and the first colonists are here, and they've been enslaved. Here's some proof.
Yeah. Go and read The Little Prince. Wait, no, that's not right. She didn't say that.
She might as well have.
That's true.
She just lobbed this glass cube at him and went, don't listen to the military!
There you go.
God damn it. Is it time?
It is time.
Is it time? Is
It's
it time?
time.
Is it time? Is it time? Is it time?
It's time.
Would you rather?
Do you know what those pew pew sounds are this time? Corpse stars.
Yes.
Shooting corpses.
Yes.
Shooting
Excuse
corpses
me.
or corpse stars? Maybe that should be a would you rather. Let's add in another one. Would you rather be a shooting corpse or a corpse star? It's the same thing and you're dead. What are the real questions that we
I
have?
have no idea
Not
anymore.
the fake one. Not the fake one.
Oh. We asked on social media, would you rather go down to Centauri Earth, even though there are monsters there that all the military weapons you possess aren't powerful enough to kill, or stay on Godspeed, even though most of the ship is destroyed, food supplies are low, and quality of life is poor? Would you rather stay or would you rather go? And I'll stop singing now. On Facebook, 40% are going to Centauri Earth and 60% are staying on Godspeed. On Instagram, it was 52% to go and 48% to stay. On Twitter, 76% to go and 24% to stay. And on TikTok, 80% to go and 20% to stay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we have lots of comments.
we do.
Brie Tart on Instagram says, I'm going. Odds of survival on the foreign planet are slightly higher. You have a whole globe to run and hide from monsters, but a spaceship only has so many places to do that when the crew inevitably resorts to cannibalism once supplies run out. I'm glad our first comment goes straight to cannibalism.
I know, it's perfect.
Perfect.
Oh, Brie Tart, so good. Everything about Brie Tart is awesome.
Yes, go and check out her fan art on our social medias.
Oh yeah, she
It's
drew us.
delightful.
We're so cute.
I just keep looking at it and smiling.
I know, it's wonderful. Okay. Constance Stitman on Instagram said, I'm not going to sing the Teen Titans song. I'm not going to do it. When there's trouble, you know who to call. Teen Titans. From their tower. They can see it all. Teen Titans. When there's evil on the attack, you can rest knowing they've got your back. Because when the world needs heroes on patrol, Teen Titans go.
Did she put the whole thing in there just to say the word go?
I think that she did. But you know what's even better?
There's another one.
Is her other comment on Facebook. This one I will sing. It's a whole new world we live in. Do-do-do-do-do. It's a whole new way to see. Do-do-do-do. It's a whole new place with a brand new
attitude, but you still gotta catch them all.
Be the
I'll
best,
be the best
that you can be.
The Johto song is my jam. I know
Pokemon
all
Johto.
the words to this one.
Oh, I know, it's so good.
I put it on and have a kitchen dance party all the time.
I love all the songs from Pokemon.
It's just amazing. Whenever I'm feeling really crappy, I put the Pokemon album on.
Yep. Oh,
Thanks,
Constance.
That's
Thanks
just
for that.
cheered me up.
Yeah. Very good.
God, neither of us can sing and we just love that one.
I know, it's really good.
Quite happily go back and do that one again. Anywho, L20 Kev on Instagram says, the shortage of food on the ship could be a problem, and unfortunately, humans don't do well coprophagia. So pick the Earth, and this is why, and also how I see my life played out, beginning to end, from once I land on the planet. I'd first look for some twin shackles to kill all of the monsters, and then I'd look for a job at a Victorian museum. I'd meet a love interest that also works there, that I can take on a first date to a wind farm.
God, this is such
If I
a
got
good
bored,
answer.
I'd just magic myself into a medieval vampire so I can go back to school. But I get bullied and end up peeing my pants in front of my friend, who happens to be wearing a human skin suit. The only solution out of it would be to join the local vampire cult, just so I could burn it down and have finally accomplished my true desire to be a vampire hunter.
I'm pretty sure that sums up every
Scene.
episode of Fictional Hangover that has ever existed.
Yeah, pretty much.
all
And
wrapped
we
up into
do
one.
know that L20 Kev loves a callback and fecal matter.
I know. I was gonna say, like, does everyone know what croprophagia is? It's when you eat your own poo. Just so everyone knows. It's when you eat your own poo.
Yeah. He's a man obsessed.
I know, but I love it so much.
Hilarious.
It's terrible.
Just to see the way I say squeezes it in every week.
Oh, don't squeeze it in. Squeeze it in or squeeze it out.
Both.
Books Are Forever on Instagram says, I'd vote go because, yes, the monsters might kill you and you can't really kill them, but I'd rather go fighting to live than whatever the heck staying would look like. Plus, it will be a wonderful adventure, and you only have to outrun everyone else that you don't like if the monsters do come. Good answer.
I'm not going to the same planet as books are forever because I'd be the first one.
You'd be
for the
sacrificed.
monsters.
You'd be sacrificed.
Yes, because I'd be like, I've got to run. Oh. Colin on Facebook says, I'd have to stay on board. At least there's a chance of getting somewhere a bit more cosmically groovy than the Bitey Beastie planet.
Oh, Bitey Beastie planet.
Yeah, pointy teeth. What about TikTok?
There's some good ones on TikTok. I'm really glad that TikTok, for whatever reason, didn't censor this question like they apparently censored our last question. So we actually
Frackin' shite.
I know, fracks and shite. We actually have responses this time. Smoke and Ash LC said, I'm a tame a kaiju and ride it like a pony.
That might be my favourite comment ever.
I know, it's really good. Especially because it's spelled that way. I'm a tame a kaiju. I ride it like a pony. It's really good.
Damn, that's a t-shirt.
Yes. But it's a giant pterodactyl. Pterodactyl.
Yes, it has to be a pterodactyl. What's
Yeah.
the point otherwise?
Yeah.
Okay. At Dakota P1228 says, I've watched enough Survivor Man with my husband to maybe know how to survive on this new planet. I have to at least try.
Do you know how you can try? Dakota P 1228? Tame a kaiju. So what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm probably going to go at the planet.
Right?
I mean, to be fair though, we get to the would you rathers and our point of view is skewed by full knowledge of what's happened in the books.
That's true.
And I know if I stay on the ship, it's gonna explode in 3 days. So
you're gonna be on the planet anyway, unless you black patch yourself.
yeah, and I'm not black patching myself. So I don't know. I just think you've come all this way. You've spent all that time has happened. So many people have died, or the rebellion. All of this shit has happened for you not to go on the planet. I think you've got to at least try.
Right? I'm definitely going to the planet. You got to. You gotta do it.
And if you get eaten by a pterodactyl, then it's the circle of life.
It's true. But like, what if you go to the planet and then you can have a hot pterodactyl boyfriend maybe?
Well, exactly. If that's a possibility, and we didn't actually state that wasn't a possibility in the Would You Rather,
Right.
why wouldn't you have a hot pterodactyl boyfriend?
Why wouldn't you?
Tiny backpack.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
You should. Everyone go and listen to the hot pterodactyl boyfriend episode. It was a while ago, but you can find it. Go
It was
go listen to
August last year.
It was your birthday episode.
It was my birthday episode. I think it's like episode 98 or 99 because we had the live.
We did have the
Not
live
long after.
shortly after that.
Hmm.
Everyone go listen to Hot Pterodactyl Boyfriend.
And you can see us with our purple noses.
Yes, our purple noses. Also, we had birthday hats on, I think.
We definitely did. And there was a cake. We had cupcakes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. Would you rather keep orbiting a planet, but you need to drug your people into submission, or make landfall and risk enslavement?
Oh shit.
These aren't good options.
Would you like terrible option 1 or terrible option 2? Make landfall and risk enslavement.
Right?
You've got numbers on your side. You've got your cognitive ability on your side. If you are Captain Davis, you make preparations before you go down. You know, if you can, in some way, shape, or form, access the armory that's already on Godspeed, or make weapons in some way, shape, or form, you know, who doesn't love a homemade Molotov cocktail? Do it. Do that.
Look, it's just like you said a minute ago. Knowing what we know after the fact. Like, a bunch of bad shit happened on Godspeed. A bunch. So I would definitely try to risk the landfall. Because so much bad stuff happened. I would say probably, though, you know, if we're thinking of, like, as the Plague Eldest in our Technicolor Dreamcoat, you know, I might, if I believed that Godspeed could last, which at the time they did, you know, it can last almost indefinitely, I might have stayed, because he's making that decision to keep his people safe. And, you know, it's just like Elder closing the blast doors. You know, you're probably going to keep more people alive.
What about, I don't want to do an option C, but the other option for me would be stay orbiting the planet, get yourself in a good prepared situation. Yes, everybody's already voted to landfall, but who's to say you have to landfall right now?
Yeah, can we
and
prepare?
If you tell people the situation, don't hide it from them. But this is going a little bit further into this. What I was thinking about as the Captain Davis videos were being played, what's the difference in the FRX enslaving people for labour to Captain Davis enslaving people's minds to keep them on the ship?
Yeah, it's not
regardless, the free will is being taken away.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different form of enslavement. It seems like to me.
Yeah. But
and
not everyone was fightist.
No, but also if you are going to take the time to change the fightist drug to work for your purposes, then why wouldn't you take the time to change the fightist drug to, you know, they had the inhibitor, they knew how to get rid of it, so why wouldn't you brew that and use that straight away? Or, you know, use the fightist as your own biological weapon.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's multiple options, but if I've given those two, I'm going to risk the enslavement, but I'm going to risk the enslavement with a little bit of preparation and get that person who's in red on board and basically get them to try and help me to prepare the people and say, yeah, we'll do it, but we need to do this first.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously we have to pick option C there. Yeah. Okay.
Question 3. Would you rather be a first colonist, a shipborne, or an earthborne?
Out of how frexing shitey all of these people are, the shipborns are the least terrible. So I'm going to be a shipborne. Because the first colonists, I mean, they're enslaved. And it's terrible. And the earthborns, we know are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be a shipborne.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Especially if I get a Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Fabulous, darling.
Would you rather kill all the inhabitants on the planet that you've landed on and claim it as your own, or try for a peaceful cohabitation, even when some of the beings there try to kill you?
I'm not really one for committing genocide. Genocide!
Ooh.
No, I'm not really one for committing genocide. So I'm gonna try and go for peaceful cohabitation, even when some of them are trying to kill me.
Right.
Because it's a very good chance some of my population are trying to kill them.
Yeah.
So it's just fairness, really.
Just, you can never pick genocide.
No. Genocide is not really an option.
No. I feel like, even though we have one more question left, I want to go ahead and direct people to the bonus episode. Because since we did this out of order, we changed up everything, and we talked to Beth Revis out of order. Normally we save our author chats for after we record all of our episodes based on their books. But this time we did it differently. And instead of asking Beth all of these questions and including her responses in our episode like we normally do, we asked her 5 questions from all of our episodes. And this one went awry. So everyone make sure.
That is so diplomatic.
Everyone make sure you check out the bonus episode. It's really, really important.
It went awry, but not in a terrible way.
Okay, what's our last question?
Would you rather take hybrid gen mod with the potential of Fidus effects, or not and stay basic? Are you being a potential superhero or a basic bitch?
I mean, you have to be a superhero, right? If you have an option to be a superhero, you have to be a superhero. This question is ridiculous.
We specialize in the ridiculous.
We do. We really do. I'm pretty sure, like, every single question we asked this time, we answered the same way every single time. But you know what? We can ask our extra one. We can ask our bonus one. Would you rather be a shooting corpse or a corpse star? Which one do you pick?
Corpse star sounds glamorous.
It does. It sounds almost like a superhero name.
It does. And can I have the technical dream coat drag queen robes that Eldest wears as well? Even though it doesn't make him very happy. It'll make me very happy.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
You can. Yikes, that's the end of Would You Rather. Oh my gosh, yikes. Seriously though, everyone go check out the bonus episode because...
Beth Revis not only joins our ridiculous train, she takes the controls at points.
She does. Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
She's wonderful. She's so great.
Oh god, yeah. So
I love when we have authors on. I love them. I love every single one of them so much.
She's scary talented as well.
I know. Oh.
And the bit about the characters and...
Yep.
I'm not... Yeah. Okay. Next,
favorite final thought quote.
Oh, this is the one thing I have about this trilogy is there's nothing ridiculous I can pluck out and say, and as a one for fun.
I had one last time. Remember? You died a little.
Okay.
But I only like that one because I said that in another episode and it was interesting.
True. I should have plucked the cake quote out.
You should have.
Barty, and I didn't. But to be fair, a lot of my summaries do have direct quotes from the book because they're too good not to include.
That's
so,
true. That's true.
Please see summary. I do have 2, and more because of the sentiments behind them and the actual meanings. So it's because, this book has some fantastic sound bites. This entire series does.
So good.
And very wise words to live by. Okay, so my 2 are, but death doesn't work like that. It doesn't care if someone loves you, doesn't want you to go. It just takes. It takes and takes until eventually you have nothing left.
Oh. Yep.
And my second one is, we all die someday. Maybe the only thing that makes that fact bearable is the idea that death is the only way we can return to the stars.
Corpse stars. Sorry, I ruined it. I ruined your beautiful quote.
Terrible. It's been
It was very terrible.
What have you got?
What is in our hearts is real, whether we name it or let it exist only in darkness or silence. are the real monsters. Your dad is a monster. Yep. Those are my quotes. That's it. All right. If you liked this, try this.
I'm going to recommend some kind of steampunk sci-fi for you this week.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Ooh, that makes me excited because, spoiler alert, everyone, for like 5 minutes in the future, the indie spotlight that I picked for this week is steampunk.
Nice.
Yeah.
New.
Yeah.
And it's called Retribution Falls by Chris Wooding.
Okay.
And summaries from Goodreads. Frey is the captain of the Ketty J, leader of a small and highly dysfunctional band of layabouts. An inveterate womanizer and rogue, he and his gang make a living on the wrong side of the law, avoiding the heavily armed flying frigates of the Coalition Navy. With their trio of ragged fighter craft, they run contraband, rob airships, and generally make a nuisance of themselves. So a hot tip on a cargo freighter loaded with valuables seems like a great prospect for an easy heist and a fast buck. Until the heist goes wrong, and the freighter explodes.
No.
Womp womp. Suddenly, Frey isn't just a nuisance anymore. He's public enemy number one, with the Coalition Navy on his tail and contractors hired to take him down. But Frey knows something they don't. That freighter was rigged to blow, and Frey has been framed to take the fall. If he wants to prove it, he's going to have to catch the real culprit. He must face liars and lovers, dogfights and gunfights, dukes and demons. It's going to take all his criminal talents to prove he's not the criminal they think he is.
Oh, double criminal.
It's very Firefly-ish.
That's fun.
Which, if you listen to the bonus episode...
Everyone go and listen to the bonus episode.
There's links there too. So, yeah.
Everyone go and listen to it.
Do you think we're being too subtle? What is your recommendation, my dear?
My recommendation is Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. And this is from Book Riot. When Binti gets accepted to Uzma University, where the cream of the crop in all the universe go to study, she hightails it, leaving friends and family behind to claim her future. But a host of problems, namely alien space pirates, intrudes on her journey through space to the next leg of her life, just as she's getting acclimated. Binti has to use every tool in her kit, including her smarts and capacity for empathy, to bridge a gap between civilizations. Sound familiar? Hopefully, Binti is more successful, because there was kind of a lot of deaths in this one.
Yeah. I literally just wrote that. So many deaths.
So many deaths. So many deaths all the time.
Indie Spotlight?
Yes.
I was promised something steampunky.
Yes.
By past Amanda.
I know. By Amanda from
5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago-ish. So the indie spotlight that I picked this week is called The Vitruvian Heir by L.S. Kilroy. Welcome to Vitruvia. In a nightmarish future, one girl holds the key to rebellion. Society has regressed to Victorian standards and a patriarchal dominion. Women have slowly lost their rights, and Lorelei Featherston, an aristocrat with a forbidden talent for writing, inherits a powerful legacy that can set her free. Though running from her wedding to Gentle Gideon, a childhood confidant, is a risk that may not be worth taking. But this isn't her only dilemma. Her heart has always been with Fallon, the brooding ward of the current emperor and heir to the Vitruvian throne, and she's finding it harder to resist his melancholy charms. Will she escape to carve out a new life, or accept her role as a dutiful wife? When her free-spirited friend, Sawyer, comes to her one night in grave danger, Lore is forced to make a fateful choice. In the bordering nation of Hopespoke, women are free.
Ooh.
And, according to legend, an enigmatic woman runs a squadron of lethal debutantes and is always on the lookout for new recruits.
Yes!
From mysterious woodland strangers and underground clubs to spectacular feats in a clandestine rebellion, discover what happens when their worlds collide.
That sounds great.
Doesn't it sound like so much fun?
That sounds like a rip-roaring adventure.
I know.
Nice.
All right. So that's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Go and listen to the bonus episode.
There's a bonus episode.
Episode.
Definitely.
Join us next time as we discuss The Threat Below by Jason Latshaw. Look out for our Would You Rather polls on social media. Don't forget about our book club and monthly challenges on Facebook. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite fictional hangover-themed merchandise and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com, follow us on Instagram at fictionalhangover, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/fictionalhangover, and on Twitter at fictionalhangover, no ER. If you'd like this episode, check out our others and rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. And finally, special thanks to Liz Emerson for our music. You can find her on Facebook and Patreon. Thanks for listening.